What would you do if the people closest to you believed you were weak, sick, and finished? At my own will reading, my sister looked at me with pity. She thought my life was already over. But then the doctor stood up and revealed a truth that froze the entire room. A secret about my life, my struggle, and the woman who stood beside me when the world abandoned me. The same struggle that turned a broken man into a billionaire no one expected. What happened next shocked everyone in that room and changed the meaning of loyalty, betrayal, and success forever. Stay with me until the end, because this story proves that sometimes the people who doubt you the most become the witnesses to your greatest victory. Before we dive into this incredible story, do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss our powerful, life-changing content. I was 40, exhausted, and nearly broken. Life had thrown me into a storm I never expected. My company teetered on the edge of collapse. And every night, I felt the weight of failure pressing into my chest. She entered my life quietly. Not with grand promises, but with understanding eyes. Her words were soft, yet they carried the strength of mountains. She saw me, truly saw me, when the world only judged. I remember nights of empty rooms. Papers scattered, dreams slipping through my fingers. She stayed. She argued, she guided, she sometimes scolded. Every act of love was a push toward my better self. She reminded me that pain was temporary, and courage could be born from despair. The betrayal came next. Partners I trusted vanished when debts rose. I felt abandoned, humiliated, and my own heart doubted itself. She held my hand, saying, "Do not let their fear define you." Her faith became my lifeline. Little by little, step by agonizing step, we rebuilt what was lost. Her sacrifice, her wisdom, her tireless hope became the backbone of my success. Every sleepless night, every tear, every shattered deal was transformed into lessons, into resilience, into vision. And then came the will reading. A gathering filled with whispers, judgments, and hidden motives. My sister approached me, her eyes clouded with misunderstanding. She thought I was weak, sick, defeated. But the doctor's words rang through the room, loud and undeniable. Truths emerged, shaking every false assumption, every hidden betrayal. The room held its breath as reality unfolded. And in that moment, I saw not only my power, but the profound impact of the love and strength beside me. I smiled at her, the woman who had never let me fall. The room could gasp, judge, or tremble. It did not matter. For in that instant, I knew that we had turned pain into purpose. I remembered the nights she would wait for me, even when I refused to see anyone. The room was cold, my spirit colder. Yet her presence warmed corners I thought were lost forever. Business meetings became battles I once feared. Every rejection, every sneer, every door slammed in my face was met with her quiet resolve. She taught me patience, resilience, and the fierce kindness that can break walls built by cruelty. One evening, after another failed deal, I broke down completely. I admitted to her my fear, my shame, my doubt. She did not flinch. She held my face in her hands and whispered, "Your past does not define your future. The world will try to break you, but we will rise together." Her words ignited something within me. I worked relentlessly, learned from every failure. And slowly, the tides began to turn. Investments succeeded, partnerships strengthened. And the empire we dreamed of together began to take shape. Then came the confrontation I had dreaded. The boardroom, filled with those who had mocked, betrayed, and written me off. I walked in, steady, confident, not just with money or power, but with a heart hardened by struggle, and softened by love, sacrifice, and unwavering support. Their smirks faltered as truth revealed itself. As every hidden agenda, every lie, was uncovered in front of them. I realized then that success was not measured by wealth alone, but by the integrity, loyalty, and courage we nurture through the people who believe in us when no one else will. And she was there, beside me, smiling softly. The force that turned despair into destiny. The murmurs in the room faded. Eyes that once doubted now darted nervously, as if realizing the storm they had ignored. I felt the weight of every betrayal lift. But only slightly, for the scars remained. She whispered in my ear. Let them see your strength, not your anger. And I did. Every word I spoke carried the lessons of pain. Every gesture reflected the love that had saved me. I saw my younger self in their stunned faces. The man who once trembled at the thought of failure. Outside the boardroom, the world still pressed in. Competitors, skeptics, and those hungry for my collapse waited patiently, unaware that I had grown. Yet, it was not just wealth I now commanded, but a quiet authority built on integrity and resilience. Late at night, in the silence of my office, I looked at her, and the tears I thought I had buried returned with gratitude. She had sacrificed her comfort, her dreams, to nurture mine. Her belief had been a lifeline, her wisdom a compass. And her patience had rebuilt a man broken by circumstance. I realized that true success is never solitary. It is the hearts we touch, the lives we transform, and the courage to rise after every fall. And then came a letter, unsigned, slipped under my door, its contents unknown. A shadow of the past, or a new challenge. I felt the old fear creeping back. But this time, I was not alone. I picked up the envelope, my hands trembling slightly. Though not from fear, but anticipation. Her hand rested on mine, steady, grounding, reminding me that I no longer faced the world alone. The letter unfolded secrets I never expected. Names I trusted, partnerships I believed in, were tainted by greed, jealousy, and hidden schemes. Every word cut like a knife. Yet each cut revealed clarity I had lacked. I felt anger rising, sharp and hot. But she placed her hand over mine again. Do not let them control your heart, she said. Your power comes from who you have become, not who they are. I took a deep breath, tasting the metallic tang of tension, feeling the chill of midnight seep into the room. Her eyes met mine, unwavering, fierce with belief. I realized that wealth was meaningless without love, loyalty, and the courage to act wisely. The next morning, I confronted the conspirators. Not with rage, but with precise, unwavering authority. Their excuses faltered, their lies collapsed under scrutiny. I saw shock, fear, even regret. But I saw also the transformation in myself. The man who had been molded by pain and lifted by love. Later, as we stood together, watching the sunrise spill gold across the city, she whispered, "This is only the beginning. The world will test you again, but now you know the strength of a heart supported by truth and care." I nodded, feeling a fire in my chest, knowing the empire we had built was more than business. It was proof that love and resilience can turn even the deepest betrayal into triumph. Then, a call came, unknown number. Its voice trembling with urgency. A revelation that could change everything we thought we knew. I answered the call, my heart hammering. The voice on the other end was strained, almost frantic. "They know everything, everything you worked for," it whispered. A chill ran down my spine. But I felt her hand on mine, grounding me, steadying me. The room seemed to shrink around us. Papers, screens, and memories pressing in, reminding me of every sleepless night, every sacrifice. I could feel the weight of countless battles. And yet, her calm presence turned fear into strategy. I hung up and turned to her. Her eyes, deep pools of resolve, met mine without hesitation. "We face this together," she said. Her voice carried the certainty I lacked. The wisdom of someone who had seen darkness and still chose to walk toward the light. We began to plan, every move deliberate, every word carefully measured. She reminded me that strength is not in isolation, but in trust, loyalty, and clarity of mind. I remembered the nights she stayed awake beside me, guiding my trembling hand as I signed agreements, whispering courage into my ear. The threat grew closer, more cunning. But so did my resolve. I felt fear, yes, but it no longer paralyzed me. It became fuel, sharpened by love and tempered by wisdom. As night fell, I stood at the balcony, looking over the city that had once seemed impossible to conquer. She came beside me, silent, but her presence spoke volumes. We were poised at the edge of revelation, where every choice could destroy or redeem. And then, a message arrived on my phone. Its words simple but earth-shattering. "They have taken someone you love. The next move will cost everything." I faced the threat, heart-pounding, yet not alone. She was there, unwavering, her hand in mine, her eyes reflecting the fire of every struggle we had endured. We confronted those who tried to manipulate, their schemes unraveling under the weight of truth. The person they had taken was safe, and the danger passed, leaving clarity in its place. I realized then that true power is not measured in wealth or influence, but in courage, integrity, and the love that shapes us. Every betrayal, every failure, every sleepless night had been a teacher, guiding me to the man I had become. She had not only stood by me but lifted me, showing that compassion and wisdom are stronger than fear. Her belief in me was a mirror, reflecting what I could not see in myself. Strength, resilience, and the capacity to rise again. As the sun rose, spilling gold over the city, I understood the lesson life had quietly etched into my soul. Success is hollow without love, and triumph is meaningless without kindness. The richest heart wins where money cannot reach. I held her hand and smiled, knowing that whatever storms the world brings, we would face them together. With courage, with hope, and with the unwavering power of trust. For anyone listening, life will test you, betray you, and push you to your limits. Yet, those who rise with honesty, love, and unyielding determination will discover that even the darkest night can give way to dawn. The journey is never easy, but it is always worth it.